Hi, it's Sascha for Out of This Binary, and this week's topic is genders. There are a lot of genders, a lot of gender identities. There is gender expression. And let's talk about the first one, which is bigender. And it says, a person who fluctuates between traditionally women and men gender-based behavior and identities, identifying with both genders and sometimes a third gender. That's cool. Right? Cisgender. A description for a person whose gender identity, gender expression, and biological sex all align. Man, masculine, male. Man, woman, feminine, female. And stuff. Cool. Cis man. A person who identifies as a man, presents himself masculinely, and has male biological sex, often referred to as simply man. Cis woman, a person who identifies as a woman, presents herself femininely, and has female biological sex, often referred to as simply woman. G. Gender identity in itself. The internal perception of an individual's gender and how they label themselves. Okay. Cool. Third gender, a person who does not identify with the traditional genders of man and woman, but identifies with another gender, the gender category available in societies that recognize 3 or more genders. Transgender, a blanket term used to describe all people who are not cisgender, occasionally used as transgendered, but the ed is misleading as it implies something happened to the person to make them transgender, which is not the case. Okay, makes sense. Trans man, a person who was assigned a female sex at birth but identifies as a man, often confused with transsexual man or FTM. Why does it say confused? Maybe because trans men sometimes just don't want to refer to themselves as FTM, I don't know. Trans woman, a person who was assigned a male sex at birth but identifies as a woman, often confused with transsexual woman or MTF. Two-spirit, a term traditionally used by Native American people to recognize individuals who possess qualities or fulfill roles of both genders. Both genders. There's the gender binary. There's agender, someone who doesn't identify as male or female, which is, what I am. So, I don't really know what you want me to tell you about genders. There's gender identity, gender expression, gender assigned or designated at birth. There are a lot of genders. And I think that's fine. And I think it's insulting when people make up genders, because if you feel comfortable with a label to describe yourself, then that shouldn't be a big deal to other people. So, I don't know. As I said, I personally identify as agender, which means that I don't identify as male or female. It's not that I totally reject the gender binary, because I do acknowledge that there are people out there who identify as male or female, but it's just more of a spectrum. It's not something that is for me. So, I just listed a couple of genders that I found on the internet, on the wonderful World Wide Web, and I don't know what else to tell you, so question to my viewers. What do you identify as? What gender do you identify as or with? And tell me a little bit about your story. Okay? So, this was Sascha for Out of This Binary, and I will see you next week. Bye.